And somebody that I really enjoyed, I don't recall ever seeing her before, um, but Marissa Emerson, I thought she was just absolutely adorable. I loved her on stage as Alice's sister,
Mm-hmm.
Lorena, the Mad Hatter, the Deuce of Spades that was painting the roses red. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she's very tall and she fits into to roles like the Mad Hatter perfectly. But I had
Yes.
never seen her before, and she was a real joy to watch.
She brings such joy into every room she comes into. Marissa actually first started working with the Barter Players in 2023. She was in our
Hmm.
production of Junie B. Jones, or actually
Hmm.
no, 2022. She toured with the Barter Players with our tour of Frosty back in 2022, and then she's worked at Barter on and off since. So if folks saw any of our in-house Barter Player shows from 2023 through 2024. She
Hmm.
was in a lot of shows at Barter during that time.
Hmm.
So she played, for example, Meg Murray in our production of A Wrinkle in Time, the fall of 2024. She played Charlotte in Charlotte's Web in 2024.
Very good.
Um, she is just a bundle of curiosity. She's so whip smart, and uh, she is just a dream to. They're all. I mean, I can brag on every single one of the actors. Um, she has such a sense of play in rehearsal, and she loves to isn't afraid to get a little weird, and that's perfect for a character like the Mad Hatter.
Hmm.
Really an actor who's really willing to swing for the fences. Um, and yeah, she's just a wonderful gal.
And then we moved to Abigail Martin, and Abigail probably had the biggest stretch in that her role even expanded genders. She was
Mm-hmm.
playing Alice's little brother Freddie, which made sense that she would also be the Cheshire Cat, or Cheshire Cat, rather, I guess is the better way to pronounce that, and other roles, but very had a very impish way
Yeah.
about her performing that was very good, and even though she was clearly female, very believable as a male. It was not a stretch, if you will, to believe that
Right.
she was Freddie.
Yes, yes, and that's something we do a lot in our barter player shows. Is
Mm-hmm.
we'll do some kind of non-traditional casting and allow people to play roles that maybe they wouldn't typically be considered for. And Abigail was so game. This is her very first show with the barter players, so she is the newest member in our touring company, and she just dove right in.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a really really hard worker, a very very uh, wonderful team player. She's incredibly supportive of her castmates in the room and has a real sense of fun and yes, can find it was had such a intuitive sense of finding honesty even in some of these characters that might be, as you say, a bit more of a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And she has kind of the cool thing of needing to navigate our. We play the Cheshire Cat is a bit of a puppet that's an umbrella created by our incredible costume designer and props designer Sydney DeBrielle and Alex Munn, and navigated that convention with such grace, and she's just lovely.
Beautifully designed, also, if I may say so.
We have an incredible team. Our beautiful scenic design, that amazing clock backdrop was designed by Barter's resident scenic designer, Derek Smith. Our props were Alex Munn, and then Sydney DeBrielle, I think, just knocked it out of the park with these costumes.
Absolutely.
Like you said, all of the actors play multiple characters, and usually they have about less than 30 seconds to change. And I think she did such a great job of it was usually just adding one or two pieces, and yet it would fully transform the aesthetic and allow your imagination to run wild in this kind of quick change universe. I just think our designers did such a fabulous job.
Mm-hmm. And we can't go without mentioning Riley Blevins, the mother,
Yes.
the motherly member of the cast who played Alice's mother in The Queen of Hearts, and the very anxious Mother Pigeon who feared that Alice would be eating her eggs. But
Riley, yes, she is. Riley has toured with the Barter players a lot. Riley's been on a lot of tours with us. She's a real leader in the room. Again, very hardworking. She has an incredible voice that I feel like is really showcased in this production.
mm-hmm.
And again, another person that's willing to explore really extreme characters, to go from the Queen of Hearts, who lives in this very heightened, intense place, to the more grounded mother.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very versatile actor who enjoys playing with those extremes, and she's just been a big rock for us in the company, in our touring companies these past few years.
And Dax Dupuis and house playwright Catherine Bush, as they always do, make a great team of script and music, original music, which I thought was great because you definitely, I know this is a kid's show, but let's be honest, when Lewis Carroll wrote this, he was obviously into some stuff, if you will.
Sure, yeah.
So that that goes with the colors and the psychedelia of when the caterpillar comes out. There's a psychedelic '60s kind of song that he sings, and when Alice goes down the rabbit hole, or when the rabbit goes down the rabbit hole, rather, there's elevator music playing, which
yes.
I thought that was a brilliant touch. But the way that they do that, when I think of when we get into the colors and the spinning of all that, I think about the Jefferson Airplane song that Grace Slick sings about the white rabbit, And,
yes.
You have some of that 60s psychedelic music, which I really enjoy, without going into why that's really there. But
yes.
Very good. And me being a Disney nut as I am, I'm so used to the Disney version of the story, and this script gives you more background into Lewis Carroll's real story. For instance, I never knew that Alice had a little brother named Freddie. I wasn't aware of her family per se. Her earthly family, if you will.
Yes.
And you get more insight to Alice's adventures in Wonderland, as well as Through the Looking Glass, because during the Mad Hatter party scene, there's this mention of time. Time is not a what, it's a him, and I've just had this altercation with him, and that gives you insight into Through the Looking Glass, which I thought was very good, because they touched on it but didn't delve into it, because how much can you get into in 45 minutes? And the parallels of that the real people in the real world become the fantasy characters in the fantastical world, sort of paralleled with the Wizard of Oz, which I really liked. And again, I love the colors and the vibrant background, and I've seen enough Barter plays to know, that colorful backdrop with the clock when I saw that beautiful thing, I said, I know Derek has done that because I've seen enough of his sets to know that that's his. And you really do have the best team in the world.
Yes, we are very lucky, and I love that you mentioned the Wizard of Oz parallel, because actually that was mostly Kathy's invention versus just from the novel. Kathy kind of had the idea of making the family life. How many parallels could we draw to Wonderland? So I thought that was such an inventive take, and gave a beautiful foundation, I think, to the story. And yeah, her script is at the core, and we have an incredible team surrounding it. Yeah, been just an absolute pleasure.
Kudos to Miss Bush on that. I've never had an opportunity to meet her, but I certainly have enjoyed many of her plays. Barter Theatre has held a very special place in my heart for 16 of my 21 years. I've been reviewing Barter plays, but the first time I went to the Barter Theatre, I was a 7-year-old second grader, and I saw The Emperor's New Clothes, and I was absolutely, and I think it was in first grade when I saw that, and I absolutely fell in love with live theater. And whoever was in the act, when I came out of the building, they said, "Hey, come around back. Would you like to meet the cast?" And he brought me back to where they were, and I remember talking to the lady who played the Queen, and I just thought, and I was in awe. And today, I was 7 years old. I'll be 41 next month, and I'm still in awe when I see a Barter Theatre actor, because I want to go, I saw you in so and so, and you were really wonderful. And the first play I ever saw, my wife and I were newlyweds, and we went to the Martha Washington, and I took her to see a production of The Woman in Black, and it was Eugene Wolfe and Michael Poison, and I have been in awe of those two men ever since. Nowadays, I get to call Eugene a very dear friend, but I'll never forget the first time Michael was in the audience at another play, and I stopped him and said hello, and we were just absolutely starstruck. But he was so impressed that somebody noticed him that he went and got his wife and brought her back to us, and we met his wife, and they just couldn't have been nicer. And Mary Lucy Bivens, whenever I see her, she always remembers me, and I'm always in awe of her. I think just her aura is just, she has just this thick aura about her.
Yes.
And as do all of these people, but you really have added so much to my career and life that never would have been possible had it not been for Barter Theatre. There's no place in the world like Barter Theatre. There's no one in the world like Rick Rose. He always gave me confidence and kind words and encouragement with every review. He made me feel like that I was one of those coveted columnists that people wanted to see what I was going to say, and he would take them back and show them to the actors, and they knew who I was, and they knew who I was not because they'd seen me before, but they knew who I was by the work I did. And I can't tell you what that did for me and what that has given me, and being a small part of the Barter family has meant to me. And really, the opportunity to have talked to you today, to give me an opportunity to say thank you for all that you have given me and all that the Barter crew has given me over the years.
Oh, well, Zach, I'm just so moved, and thank you. The reason that I believe that the purpose of theater is to serve others, to improve the lives of others, to be a beacon of light in our community, to bring people hope and joy, and to get to connect with people that have experienced that impact, because that's the same experience I've had. I know the Barter because they toured to my school growing up. So I also was inspired as an audience member, and it changed my life forever. So to get to connect with other people whose lives have been changed by Barter is just about one of my favorite things in the world. So getting to hear your story is I'm so thank you for sharing it with me, and I'm moved and inspired, and we all at Barter are incredibly grateful for your support, and are glad to have you as part of the Barter family too.
Well, it's my honor. And you said they came to your school when you. Where are you from?
I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee, originally.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, I was born and bred right here in Withville. Been here all my 40 years, and I used to, when I was younger, try to hit every play that Barter had. Not so much able to do that now with the economy and having to have a driver and things like that. My lifelong friend Amber Fiorini, God bless her soul, arranges for me to have. She said, just whenever you want to come, let me know and I will take care of it. And she does. God bless her, and I love her dearly. And what they give me, what she gives me is unbelievable, and I know everybody at Barter adores her as well.
Oh my goodness, we are off. She's in the office next to mine, and she is a dear friend. And you're right, Amber. It has the soul of an angel. She's just a wonderful person,
and she's been through so much with the loss of her husband. Yet she just radiates joy and kindness and grace and beauty to everybody she meets.
Yes, she does. And she absolutely does.
And you said it perfectly. It's the soul of an angel, completely. And I'm very grateful for that. Just to recap, because you've been so very generous with your time, and I appreciate that so much. Thank you for listening to me and giving me an opportunity to say the things I want to say to Barter. But I'm so happy, because I can't get to Abingdon as often as I would like, that the Barter Theatre is coming to Withville, because the Millwald is just around the corner from me, so I can still get to connect with my Barter family. And last year we were able to get to Abingdon to see the $1 Million Quartet, and those guys, most of them were touring guys, but that was an unbelievable production. And,
yes.
And we got to meet the cast, and they were all just wonderful, just unbelievable musicians. And I mean, anybody that gets on the Barter stage can do anything. And
oh, that's very kind. Yeah, that was a great production. Those guys were rock stars.
Absolutely, they were. And my daughter was. I was the hero daddy, because I arranged a meeting with all those guys.
That's so great.
I was the hero daddy for quite a while, and we really had fun, because that was unbelievable. And I need to get Dominic's CD and do a column about that, because he was really. I mean, they were all so good. They just everybody always is. And I'm so happy to hear that you are touring and that you'll be coming back to Wytheville. We hope it's a place that you all will like as much as we like coming to Abingdon. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the time you've given me tonight.
Well, of course, Zach, thank you for having me, and we are so excited to be back in Wytheville. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Well, please let me know if I can ever do anything to help promote Barter, because as long as there is a paper and as long as I have a column, I will happily do so. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Keep my phone number and just let me know. And
I absolutely will.
Please give my love to all of my Barter family.
I will.
And thank you so much for giving me your time.
Thank you, Zach. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.